No, I'm Josh.
I'm Banks. We are odd places.
Going viral. Of course.
Hey, Josh.
Yo,
Uh,
yo, man.
you ever have bad timing?
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means I'm human. I mean, who doesn't have bad timing? We all have bad timing.
All right. So, what does it mean when you have bad timing?
It means you're in the right place, but at the wrong time. Or now for me, bad timing, it's usually I say something at the wrong time.
All right. All right. So what's good timing?
When I come up with the perfect quip to, or pun or something, that's like the perfect timing. When I can hit something really fast with a joke or a comment. A wit, WIT, wit is a good example of perfect timing.
Okay. So how do you get wit? How do you get wit?
How do I get wit?
How do you get wit?
You got to work on it. I'm always looking for opportunity to say something clever. So I think it's being open. I think it's looking for that opportunity, always expecting an opening, right?
Okay. So wit, WIT. There's another word that starts with WI. It's called wisdom.
Ah,
So I don't know if they're related. The only relationship I can see is that both of them have two of the same letters. My question is it wisdom that gives you wit?
I think that's partly. I would agree partly. That's not all of wit, though. There's much more to wit than just wisdom. There's timing. There's
Okay, so that does bring us back to timing and good timing or bad timing. How about it's all good timing?
hmm, that's different. That's an interesting view of life right there.
It's very optimistic. Yeah.
It's optimistic and very much tied to fate. It's kind of one of those fate things where like it was God's will that was meant to be. It's supposed to happen.
Good point. Good point. Okay. So that though is putting the crux or putting the responsibility on something else. How about if the responsibility is put on yourself, like me? Let's say it's all good timing with me.
Have you ever said anything at the wrong time
Oh
that
my
you
God, yeah,
regret that you just wish that oh that was really bad timing?
all the time.
Probably should have said that right about now. Like
I'm,
my mom just died. Congratulations. Oh, that was the wrong. Whoops.
yeah.
Wrong.
I might be saying the wrong thing right now. I think I'm oblivious. I'm gonna go with oblivious. I'm oblivious to whether or not I think it's the right time. Now, granted, I have said the wrong things. A situation in college, a girlfriend of mine, no, a friend of mine who is a girl reaches out. She's going through a breakup with this guy she loves, and I don't know what to say to her. And I am going hemming and hawing, and wow. But however, I was not prepared for that. I think now I'm prepared for it. And that comes back to the WI, the wit, the wisdom.
Yeah. You know what? I think wisdom. I'm just wondering, like, did you have to say anything at that time to that friend who was a girl,
Probably not.
right? And that's the wisdom part. The wisdom part is I don't have to say anything. I could just kind of be here and be receptive and
Yes, be present. Uh,
yeah.
be present there for her. You're right. You're right. And that was the wisdom in that case. So back to bad timing, good timing. I mean, when you say that, you know, everything's good timing, you're what I hear you saying is that everything's good timing there is a deity that is responsible for everything, and I'm going to give him all the credit for, whatever happens. My I'm trying to think of the worst thing in the world, and I don't want to go. Something terrible happens. It was the will of, it was like, I'm going to relinquish it, which comes to responsibility, correct?
Of course, which is why I don't believe in that.
All right. So the responsibility is you don't take the responsibility yourself. I mean, you say it, or you're in a situation, bad at good timing, and you're not taking, like, I'm going to own this. This is my life. This is what I'm doing. And instead, I'm going to it's not a blame. It's like, that is the will of something bigger than myself. All right.
Yeah.
So
But if we own it, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Own it. If you own it. I mean, that's where I'm going.
If we own it, then we have good timing and we have bad timing because we're human. But here's my question. So what if you have bad timing? So what? Is that the end of the world? Is that such a bad thing? Why are we even judging timing? Why are we trying to judge timing as good or bad? Why not judge it as it's all human? It's all okay. We'll move on. We'll be fine, whether it's appropriate or not appropriate or good or bad. It's just us.
All right. So you have two really nice two top things. The first one is judging. Why judge? And we've talked about judging in the past, and you are for it, and I am not for it. I'm not for judging anything. So, and when you say timing is good or timing is bad, that is a judgment of time instead of that's timing. That's, I refrain from using this term, and I'm only going to use it so that you know that I don't use it. Is what it is a term that I feel is redundant or a bit too obvious.
It's self-approving or something. Of course it is what it is, because it can't be what it isn't.
Right. So I don't know who came up with that term. I don't use that term. So when you say it is what it is, I feel you're not taking responsibility for, everything. I'm going to take responsibility for it. Yes. Time is this way. Yes. I was off 5 minutes, coming on to Skype with you or Zoom with you. Instead of, well, it is what it is. I think it is what it is. Let's go of any responsibility you have. I have nothing.
Yeah, it's powerless. When you say it is what it is, you're relinquishing all your power. You're saying, I got no control. I have no power.
Right.
I will throw out one exception to this whole thing. Music. I think timing is fairly important in music. Otherwise, it would really sound like crap. It would not be enjoyable if you just heard random people hitting drums and notes and you miss the harmony and things aren't, you know what I mean? They call that loose in music. They call that you're way too loose versus tight.
Right. Which means everybody's on the beat. You got a point. I have listened to songs that have sped up and slowed down, and I really enjoy the variety. When it changes, I'm like, whoa, because you're normally listening to a song and it's 68 beats per minute, and you're on it. It's almost as if you're anticipating the next beat. And
but the whole band moves. The whole band moves in timing together,
right?
Synchronous. Whereas if one person was off in timing, had bad timing, the entire song would fall apart. Right.
Absolutely. I get it. I totally get it. Now, in our lives, our timing, our heart changes beats all the time. I mean, we go to sleep, it slows down. I mean, it takes some time to do that. So, I mean, I look at music as life, basically. I listen to it and it takes me on a story. It puts me onto a wave that I'm surfing until, it's over. And then we pick up another wave, which is another, song. So as far as the timing changing, I get it, as long as the whole group is together. Now, if it's an individual performer, I mean, they can shift it and take it and move it. And
Sure, they're the whole band. So yeah, that makes sense.
right.
So you're saying music is life,
Very much so.
or life is music? Which one?
Oh, geez. Music is life. Life. It goes back to art. You know, what we're doing is we're looking at life and we're extrapolating it. We're defining it in our art. So as a comedian, as a performer, as a musician, you're telling a story. Is it life or is it not life? I'm not sure.
Music, life. It is what it is, right? At the end of the day.
I'm Banks, and I do not like that phrase.
I'm Josh, and I know he doesn't like it.
We are odd places going
Viral.